next drink is the Jack Barlow. It is a blood orange ranch water, so you need tequila, a soda, lime juice, simple. I'm gonna add a little bit of bitters to make it slightly less sweet. Shaker, ice, I'm gonna do 2 ounces of tequila. Ish, 2 ounces, ish. Some lime juice. Jen likes her drinks super sweet, so we're gonna do a lot of simple. Just a little bit of bitters. We're also going to rim our glass with this black sugar. Pour in some ice. And then we're going to top it with some blood orange soda.
Five, 6, 7, 8. Welcome.
I'm Hayley.
I'm Jen.
And this is Quick Off the Mark. You got your drink?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cheers. So, Fourth Wing?
This week we're going to be talking about Fourth Wing. If you've already read it, then please join us. If not, go on ahead, read the book, then come back because it's going to be a discussion. We're basically going to be talking about our biggest issues, good, bad, the ugly, in between, confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, final thoughts.
Yeah, there will be spoilers, so...
Lots of spoilers.
Yeah, so make sure that you've read it before, otherwise you're going to get lost, or you're going to be really mad that we spoil something for you, and then, you know, that's on you, not us.
We're going to call this our discussion disclosure. You've been warned.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
welcome for those of you who have already read. Okay, let's start with your overall rating. I'll say, because this is our reread,
Mm-hmm.
we have previously read the book and reread it for this podcast. My ratings were very different the first and second read. I think because I read it so quickly, it was a book club read, and I needed to get it over with, and I wasn't really engaged, and it was audiobook, which is still one of my favorite ways to read books, but strictly audiobook. And this time, reading it physically, I think I just got a better grasp on it and could pay attention to the details more. I also knew I already liked it at that, like, enough to read it again. So I would say the first time I read it, I probably gave it a 3. In all honesty. Yeah, a 3. You know, the smut was good, but it was later in the book, which there's nothing wrong with that either. You have to have a build up, obviously, but like, I'm a smut hoe. I'm here for the smut. And so, you know, but the fantasy aspect was very intriguing as well. Violet seems a lot it's a very YA novel to me, versus,
especially the first one.
Yes, it has that YA feel, and I feel that from Violet. I feel like she's very young, a lot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of magnified in reading it physically as well. So the second time, I would definitely say I give it a 4.5. Yeah. 4.5. Yeah. If we're going on the Goodreads scale, which they should give us 0.5s, but it's fine.
And they should give us 0.5s.
Yeah.
I hate that it's whole numbers.
Advice, but please take it. Thank you.
I think that I would give it a 4 and like a 4.5, because the first time I liked it, we had just finished reading Kingdom of Ash, and I was really angry. Topic for, you know, later, but so I liked it. It was not so much fantasy that it was hard to like wrap my head around. Like, there's world building and what have you, but it wasn't, I didn't feel like I was going all over the place, and there wasn't like a ton of characters I had to keep up with, and like a ton of details. So that was a nice change in pace. I do agree Violet is very young in these books. I mean, she's what, 19? And then everybody else is the oldest person. Her sister is maybe 25.
Yeah, I believe. She's, how much older than Zayden is she? 2 years older?
Yeah, I think so. And
Yeah.
Zayden's like 23.
Yeah.
You graduate when you're 23.
We can come back and edit this if it's incorrect, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, it was good. There were a lot of details. I didn't realize when I was reading it, like how much I should be paying attention. Because I definitely, the first time through a book, I'm like the vibes reader. Like, I'm just here for the good story.
100%.
And then after, when I'm like looking for things for the podcast, there's so much foreshadowing.
The foreshadowing is strong in this book. And knowing that specifically after having read Onyx Storm recently.
Yeah.
There's and I have to wonder if, of course it was, but like, is this all planned out ahead of time?
Yeah.
Or is this just something that, like, going back, Rebecca Yarros is like, I said this, I can expand on it.
Right.
You know, like how much, because, and not even just foreshadowing, it's questions. It's like, wait, was this all a part of it all along?
Yeah.
Was this, yeah, I don't know, especially things that Andarna says.
Yes.
Blowing my mind, which we're not going to give spoilers into later books, obviously, but just, I'm like, specifically knowing what happens.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to detail. And being a vibes reader, that was very hard for me the first time. So I think that's another reason I gave it a better rating the second time.
Yeah.
Because I could pick up on that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew what to look for.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I guess that makes sense, but...
Yeah. There's still some things I'm like, where is this going to go, you know, because there's 2 more books,
that's
supposedly.
The fun of it all, too.
Right.
It's like, I'm wondering if it's something that should be picked up on in the moment, you know, not knowing. So.
Right, yeah. And then a lot of it's like, is this going to be important? Is this not going to be important?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, she even came out and everybody thought that she had made, like, an editorial mistake, but turns out like it was significant in the book 3, but you don't realize it. So
yes. Yeah.
So quick little fun thing, what would your signet be if you were in 4th Wing? If you were a writer, but
I would be foresight.
Foresight?
Yeah. Seeing the future, knowing like the end, like very Alice Cullen in Twilight. Like, I can't tell you the future until it's decided. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone gets to, like, decide their own future, but at the same time, I see what's gonna happen. I can see the outcome of the situation. That kind of thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virgo. Go ahead. What would yours be?
I think it's not in the first book, so this is kind of like not relevant, but I think the teleportation that happens like later, like moving from one spot to another very quickly without having to like travel on my dragon or to walk, because I quite literally hate how long it takes me to get from place to place, and I would get so much more accomplished in a day if I didn't have to drive. So I want to be able to like move from place to place so bad.
Okay. That would be a double spoiler. But yes, I agree. I mean, I think that would just be like what you wanted, or do you think that that's like your, because signets are supposed to be something within you already.
Yeah.
That's magnified, right? So, do you think that? But I mean, somebody's got to get that some way. So do you think that that's okay?
I don't know what would be in me that would be magnified. You can't magnify my sassiness. That's sarcasm. That's not going to help anybody.
There's got to be. I mean, I feel like that's Riddick's superpower. I mean, I know he obviously has other signets, but like, let's be honest, that's the OG. Yeah, it's sassiness. Him and Taryn both.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I will say. I like rereading the second time. I just really picked up more on Taryn's overall general grumpy sassiness. Like I remember it previously, but like he's just so one of the best character. Truly, honestly, one of the best. Like I mean, I love Zayden, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Violence, main character energy always, but Taryn is just the linchpin.
Yes.
the linchpin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're listening to it, does the version you listen to, does it have a different voice for Taryn, or is it the same narrator through the whole thing? Because I think that would make a difference.
It's the narrator.
It's the narrator.
It's one narrator through the whole thing.
Yeah. So
now, you, I might be wrong about this. Actually, can we pause for a second so I can double check?
Yeah.
This would be where producer Rob would come in.
And with the side.
Could fact check something for me. Can we check on the phone? I know for ACOTAR for sure that you can get a dramatized version where it's 2 actors, and they either are. I think they're creating one right now for Fourth Wing.
Yeah, I don't think there is one.
Yeah,
like the ACOTAR dramatized version is all over TikTok, and I've not seen a single thing. I've only seen a TikTok actor reading over Taryn's lines, and then that's made it to Instagram or whatever. But I don't think they've made a dramatic version of it yet.
So it's coming back to me now. I do believe I just saw where the voice actors that are recording it have now started. So I think it's definitely something in the works. Hey, Lily.
You're gonna have to scoot down.
I'm sorry, darling.
No, you're not main character energy today.
It's
so
not.
Sorry.
Okay, baby girl, get down. There you go. They're gonna where'd the dog go?
Where'd the dog go?
Right, come here. You can lay right here, but okay, going back.
Okay, all right. So Taryn Sassiness, he's just he's so grumpy, but he is so smart-assy. One of my favorite lines is when he's well, do I need to go get the wing leader?
Yeah. Sorry. I was just trying to think where in the book he said that.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, I literally, as I've been going through, I've been highlighting, obviously, and the majority, because I have, important information, and then just good
things that I like.
Things that I like. And so much of it's just Taryn and Violet's inner communication that is so sassy, and I just,
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
And with the addition of Andarna, because she also is sassy in such an...
She's in a little kid way.
In a baby way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just love her. And then, obviously, as she gets older, she changes. But, little baby Andarna is just, yeah. And sleepy Andarna.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget how traumatizing that was in the book for Violet.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after she saved them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole book is just, it's wild. It's very busy. There's always something happening. Violet's always trying to die by specifically in the first book, not because it's something that she definitely does and then people have to bail her out. She literally in the first book is just dying because people are attacking her. I feel in the other books, and either other books that we've read, that the main character ends up in situations that she needs to get bailed out of because she didn't trust somebody, or she didn't communicate her plan, and Violet literally is just being attacked because she's a Soringo. And she's frail and fragile.
I mean, I think she definitely comes in with an X on her back, for sure, because of who she is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it, honestly, I think that it has to... One of my questions, one of my tops, since we're just... If Violet was anywhere else in the line, and Jack Barlow was not 2 people behind her, or directly behind her, rather, would we still have the Jack Barlow villain? If literally anything else, was it just because she was standing in front of him and he got pissed off once he found out who she was and decided you're going to be my mortal enemy? Or would it have always been the 2 of them, do you think?
I think it would have always been the 2 of them.
Why?
Because I think he just doesn't like the Sorengales. He knows who Mira is.
Right, but he's just kind of a self-righteous prick, let's be honest. So he could have been picking a fight with anyone. Like, he's just the school bully.
Well, he is a school bully, but even I think in that part, Ree says something to him, and he just is a very to Ree's response.
Right.
But he's like zoned in on Violet.
Okay.
So I think it wouldn't have mattered. Like, they would have been enemies regardless.
Okay. I think that he had to pick a fight that day, and she got the better of him, especially when she made a scene.
What a way to make a scene, though.
At the parapet. Okay, like, not only was she like, not today, once he started running, then she has him by the balls, quite literally.
Oh, yeah.
In front of everyone. In front of God, his parents, everyone.
Well, that probably made it worse.
Right.
Like, he would have hated her, like, I don't know, Imogen hates her or something. But that right there.
When Imogen finally comes around, and she's like, girl, we're sitting at the same table, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Finally, because I never had a bad vibe from Imogen, obviously. Even when Violet was very much so, is that who Zane's fucking?
Oh, yeah, but no, she has a crush on Garrick. Is it Garrick?
Yes.
Yeah, because they were sparring. Yeah. I mean,
who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Honestly. Sometimes,
I mean,
Zayden is always very, like, is he, okay, if we're just talking about romantasy right now, we all know that Sweet Baby Dorian is my top tier, but, like, for the fourth wing, like, Zayden is always going to be top, but Garrick very much so rides that line. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Just because Garrick is such a good he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Zayden's not.
No, Zayden's not a good
But
guy.
that's what we love about Zayden.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. You can be a shadow daddy and have good morals.
No. Please make the room dark and black it out and then whisper in my ear. Okay.
Yeah, you've got to break the rules to be Zayden.
Yeah.
So Garrick, really?
Yeah. And you know why? So this is weird. Garrick to me is just a bigger Liam in my head when you like visualize.
Yeah.
And not that Liam's not big in my head. I think they're all fully grown 20-year-olds. But like Garrick is just a more built, older, version of, like a big brother version of type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so one of my...
A Chris Hemsworth to a Liam Hemsworth, which is a horrible example. I'm sorry, that's rude, but yes.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Because in the book,
Okay, can I?
Yeah.
Come sit up here, baby. Do we need to turn any other lights on now that it's getting a little bit darker? We should have closed the blinds and turned the lights on.
Yeah.
Okay. So, time out. This is our first episode. We're workshopping here, and the sun is slowly going down, so our lighting is about to also go out. We're gonna fix this and
Be right back.
be back. Oh my god, this is going to kill me. Oh.
Okay, well, gin maybe is not going to make it back.
It's very strong.
But
But delicious. Okay, so back to where we were.
Liam, Garrick,
Liam, Garrick,
Zayden.
Zayden, the Liam, Garrick. Oh, Liam. So we can go ahead and talk about Liam. That's obviously one of the top moments of the book. I had been spoiled to what was going to happen, so I had already known.
She's the queen of spoilers. Like, most people, I think, maybe not, you tell us in the comments, when I see spoilers about things that I am reading, not watching, because if I'm watching it doesn't matter, like I'm going to get there eventually, or very quickly. When I'm reading it, it's going to take me a while. I will scroll past them. Jen, on the other hand,
I would watch them. I play roulette, if you want me to be honest with you. It could be something I already know. It could be something I don't know. But here's the problem: as a chronically online person, which I am a chronically online person, there's no way to avoid it, right? And also, once I'm in it, I'm not gonna stop. Once I'm in a book, I'm not gonna stop. Like, I can know what's gonna happen. When I was younger, I used to read the first page. I used to read the last page of a book first to see if it was gonna have the ending that I wanted, and so I would, it's fine. I'm gonna read it anyway. You can spoil it for me. It's a gift and a blessing.
Yeah. Okay, so you spoiled it for
so
yourself.
So I knew that Liam was gonna die. I didn't know like the entire situation, but obviously I'd seen one of those beautiful like art reels that said it's been my honor, and so I knew it was coming. Therefore, I had kind of prepared myself. When I suggested the book to her, hey Lila, come here. Come here. Thank you. Thanks. Love it. Yes, ma'am. When I suggested the book to her, I knew that she was not going to know, and so I also didn't want to spoil it either. And I think the text message that you just sent me was like Liam ! And then I think you said, Jared said, are you really crying at a book or something like that? And we are not criers.
No, we're not criers. And I didn't cry. I think I got really angry, and so I read on my Nook. So I think I probably threw my Nook in it.
I think you did the Nook. That was it. That was absolutely it.
And Jared asked me if I was really throwing my book and throwing a fit, and then he told me that it was late and I should probably go to bed, which he was probably right. But Then I thought, going back and rereading it for the podcast, I was like, oh, it's gonna be okay. I know it's coming, whatever. And then I was a couple chapters ahead, and I texted Jen, and I was like, it's getting close to when Liam dies again.
Yeah.
It was just as bad the second time.
You're not ready for it.
No.
You're really not. And here's the thing. Again, I just want to reiterate that, like, again, as a vibes reader, high fantasy books, which I consider this to be a fantasy book. Maybe not. I consider it a fantasy book to me.
Yeah.
Anything higher, I'm not meant to read high level, like third glass actual series. I don't think that I'm made for that. I know my limitations really well, right? So going back and reading it and being able to actually like visualize it, Liam is just so wonderful.
Yeah.
His schmuck it's golden, and he's just so quick and funny, and like, even though Violet truly doesn't want him there, she immediately can't help but fall in love with him as we do. You know what I mean? Just like, and he's that cool kid, like that knows sign language and talks to Jasenia and like
He's a good shadow. I want him to be my shadow.
Please be my shadow.
Because the other, like, okay, so your other options are like Riddick. Riddick and I are going to fight. We're going to get into a knockdown, drag-out fight outside my room.
Couldn't be your shadow, because it would need to be it would need to be one of the children of the rebellion. Okay. Because it's somebody that Zayden trusts.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So
Imogen? No, that's not happening.
No, that's not happening. That's awful.
They barely sit, as much as they sit at the same table now, they barely sit at the same table. Yeah.
So, it could have been Bodhi, but Bodhi's kind of busy. He's too busy for that.
It could have been Bodhi. What is Bodhi busier doing than Liam? It's just that Liam was his...
Oh, it's because Liam is in the same year and Bodhi is a third year. That's the big thing. Liam's the only one that's in her year.
That's right. That's 100% right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. And that way they can be in the same classes.
Yes. Because he fakes not having a signet
so that they can... It's all coming back to me now. I remember. Yes. Yeah. And why is it that we give, at least I, in my mind, always give Liam a higher year than being in the same year as Violet? And maybe that's just a me thing. Because I tend to, because he just gives off third year vibes.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'll say that. He gives off third year vibes.
Yeah.
Being a first year.
Yeah. Too bad he doesn't make it to the third year though. So, all jokes aside, seriously, when he was like, it's been my honor, and I was like, nope, I'm done.
No.
Nope.
It's absolutely heart-wrenching. It's truly...
Yeah.
You feel the loss. You feel like, honestly, like, even though I knew it was coming, there was a suck in your gut of just,
Yeah.
Liam. And then the worst part for me actually was even like after when Violet's sad and he says it's been my honor and that's is when Zayden comes over.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was when I honestly was like, oh.
A little bit, yeah.
It didn't make a river. There was no.
It was just a little one.
It definitely. I was like, and just, buddy, you're my bud.
Yeah.
You know, they had been together through so much, and yeah.
Yeah, because he was there when Zayden's dad was killed, and then they were in the orphanage together.
Yeah. And Liam says many times, like, I wouldn't be here. I owe him everything, like multiple times. Even when, you know, Violet is still mad at Zayden, and it's like, why do you even protect him, or why are you even, you know?
Yeah.
And he literally says, I owe him everything.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah. It's a punch to the gut, and I think it's something that you also alluded to very early on in the book that you learned is...
yeah, do not get attached.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rebecca Yards is not Sarah J. Maas. She has no problem killing off characters.
Yeah.
Homeboy died like 3 pages in.
Yes.
What was his name?
Connor?
Dylan. Maybe. I don't know.
One of those. We'll put the real name in somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, he dies like 4 pages in.
Yeah. So immediately don't. And we knew that a lot of people were going to die from the get-go, right?
Because it's like a war college. Yeah. And like, it's, you know, active war.
Yeah.
But
also, they have that stupid challenge with the parapet. So, I had to look up what a parapet was.
Yes.
The first time that I was reading the book. I did not know. And I was shocked. It seems very scary, very high up.
Yeah, I was thinking like a balance beam, like a gymnastics balance beam.
On a mountain. On a mountain.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like, you know, barely wider than 6 inches. It's not. It's like 18 inches.
Well, so that's what I was going to say is I was literally imagining like a tightrope sort of situation.
Right.
And then even when it was 18 inches across, I feel that that's very doable.
Yeah.
I feel that you could even kind of pigeon-foot it out a little bit and still have room.
Yeah.
Honestly. So if you're scared of heights, it would be an issue.
Yes.
Otherwise, just can you walk in a straight line?
Well, I can't walk in a straight line, but I think I can do it.
I mean, if it was do that or die.
Yeah. I need some motivation. I can walk in a straight line for fun.
Everybody needs a little push here and there, you know? Yeah, 100%. So I just, yeah,
definitely careful. Like, even reading, like being 3 books into this series, I'm concerned who else is gonna die.
Well, I know now at least 2 people die per book, at least.
Yeah.
And it could be someone big.
Yeah.
It could be someone small.
Yeah. I mean, because on the opposite side of this, you know, when Jack Barlow died, I was so excited.
True. Oh, and that was a long time coming. 100%.
Well, yeah. It was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I was also shocked that they killed him so quickly, which, spoiler.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. But, yeah, because I really just saw him as the big bad.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah. And so to kill him so quickly, it was almost like a Drew Barrymore Scream kind of situation where she's killed in the first 5 minutes, and you're like, what now? What?
Now,
Now what are we doing?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a bigger, badder enemy, but on a one-to-one scale.
Yeah. It's crazy, like, going back, speaking of, like, the bigger, badder thing, it's crazy how early the bigger, badder gets introduced and you have no idea.
I'm not gonna let you put this in, so are you gonna be able to cut me out of the thing when I do this?
No.
Okay, no, hold on, save that for 1 second. Nobody even come to see me yet.
Commercial! It might not go on the recorded version that like goes on YouTube, but on the soundbite that goes on Spotify, it's going on there.
That should be the outro. I'm gonna let you use this. Not a doctor. Good night.
moving off the mark.
I'm not gonna let you use this in the sex tape. Notes to the Cassian. Oh, that's funny.
You can say that's to Elaine. Elaine has no personality, so.
No. Oh, God. I'm truly dreading an Elaine book. Truly. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That could be a clip, though. That's cute.
Back in for our commercial break.
Hey. Okay.
Welcome back.
I was sitting like this. You were talking.
Really think you're overestimating my editing skills. Anyways, it's crazy how like the bigger, badder thing gets introduced so early in the books and you have no idea. Like as soon as she's talking to Mira about like taking her books across the parapet, she's talking about how she wants to take the Book of the Fables or whatever it is across the parapet. Yeah. And that's like intro into the bigger, badder. It's not the Flyers and everybody and the Griffins and whatever. It's this Venom.
Right.
It's
so, oddly enough, that was something I think that I had flagged in my book. I'm going to have to find it now, but it was very early on that when they were discussing the book, because she wanted to take the book with her, right? And Mira sighs and says, Violet says, Dad gave this one to me. Maybe it's childish, it's just a collection of stories that warn us against the lure of magic and even demonized dragons, but it's all I have left. She sighs and says, is that the old book of folklore about dark-wielding vermin and their wyvern? Haven't you read it 1,000 times already? Probably more, I admit, and they're venom, not vernon. So, the demonized dragons part really kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, so... But aren't they supposed to be, like, they all go to be riders on dragons? Why are we, and it's folklore of magic, but magic turned out to be true. Are dragons ultimately actually, are there bad dragons? Is there a bad dragon out there that's become the folklore of demonizing these dragons? Because the magic is truly out there, so.
I mean, that's a really good theory because there's tons of dragons, right? Because that's the thing, but like not all of them are bonding.
Right.
Because they don't know whether they should give.
Or they're waiting hundreds of years.
Right.
I.e. Andarna.
Right.
Because they can.
Right.
Right. And so we're now at a loss of writers.
Right.
We are slowly, as the.
Yeah, because Sawyer had to repeat because his dragon did, or like he didn't find
a dragon bond. Exactly.
Right? And there's like, I don't know, somewhere in the book there's a bunch of statistics and it's like there's 110 riders, but there's only like 68 dragons. So like, but somewhere there are 40 dragons that could bond to these riders, but the dragons no longer trust the government of whatever the country is.
The Navarre.
Yeah.
Navarre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, on that same line, there could be a rogue dragon somewhere.
Or a family of a breed of rogue dragons out there that are, the White Walker of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just something I saw out there.
That's interesting, because I really honed in on the venom part of that, even going back and rereading it. I just completely disregarded the rogue dragon situation.
Okay.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Just a theory.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that is a good theory. So one of my big things is with Dane.
Dane is the epitome of my thumb on a freaking, on a staple, when you just want to get it out and your nail keeps slipping it and so you just hurt your thumb trying to get it. That's what Dane is to me in this book.
Did you not like him from the beginning? Like at all?
From the very beginning. So I will say, the way that she describes him is very handsome. The way that she describes him is he's always been hot, but fuck me up, Florida.
Yeah.
This guy has now reached this peak of, that's lovely, but the minute he opens his mouth, he says something stupid.
Well, that's men in general, but yeah.
No, Zayden did not say something stupid.
The first time, he says some dumb shit later.
Yeah. That is part of being a man.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the first thing he said
the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's just like, what are you doing here? And then tells her, like, tries to talk her out of being there. He, like, very much makes her feel with saying it out loud or not. Making her feel frail and unworthy and unable to do this. And we can go back to the scribe quadrant and get you back in. And she's like, I didn't ask you. I'm here. Yes, my mom technically made me come here, but I'm here now, and I made it across that parapet in case you didn't know.
Yeah. And she did save her best friend across the parapet.
And I saved her, and I didn't even know her.
Right.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm good.
That could never be me, but that's fine.
I like to think that I would, but we really just met. Like, if I know you a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I would say that when you and I met, we bonded very quickly.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say even a month in of knowing you, I probably would have been like, girl.
Yeah.
But the first day?
No.
I didn't,
No.
Yeah.
No, we are truly the she yapped and I yapped back and then we never stopped yapping situation.
Yeah. I'm a good yapper. But, yeah. I didn't expect her to yap back so much. And so then we just didn't stop.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's after thrashing. My thing with Dane. It's after thrashing. Everybody's bonded. The top tier echelon of Navarre is trying to figure out if they're going to let Violet bond to 2 dragons.
Yes.
Okay. So Dane walks up and he's like asking her what happened or whatever, and the book says you have to know how I feel about you, and his thumb strokes her cheek, and then his eyes are looking for something, and then his mouth like looking hardcore, looking at her face, looking for something, and then he kisses her. Is that the first time that Dane reads her memories?
I mean,
because he's not so shocked when he finds out that Xaden interfered when she was trying to save Andarna during thrashing, and Xaden told her to look out because Dane, Mr. I can't break a single fucking rule. And
when he finds out that he can't. Oh.
Yeah. So what I think in this situation is that Dane is like reading her memories about thrashing, like how she ended up with 2 dragons. Because he doesn't trust her.
Right. No, I think that absolutely is the first time that. Yeah.
Back. Okay.
And we're back.
So, you do think that that's the first time that Dane used his signet on Violet?
I do.
Yeah?
I do. I very much so think that anytime that Dane touches her, he is using his signet.
Okay.
Anytime. But especially then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Xaden kind of alludes to it when later on she says that he couldn't have read whatever, and he says, trust me, he could have, like.
Yeah.
I think at any time that he touched her, he was using his power.
Yeah.
Whether he used it ultimately or whether he used it just to gain information, like with action or with not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, he does use it later, and then that's how they end up. That's how Liam dies.
Yes.
Yeah, because he tells his dad. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He tells his dad
where they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's like, okay, well, enjoy the war games out there, outside the wards, and then Liam dies. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Everything that comes out of Dane's mouth is just, and the thing is, even though he's older, when he is fighting throughout the book with Xaden, he just comes off as so petulant and so childish, and so he's trying really hard, right? He's got the clenched teeth, and he's, what did you say to me? And Xaden's just like,
unbothered.
Yeah. Unbothered.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the few occasions where Xaden does get a little bothered, so hot.
Yeah.
It's done in such a way that you're just like, oh.
Xaden.
Yeah. Because no matter what, boys being petty with each other is only cute for so long. And then you're just like, oh. And then whenever Xaden finally lets it go, you're just like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sick of hearing the same thing over and over again. Enough.
Yeah. So one of my last things, it's a future book spoiler. So when the first time that Violet is like almost assassinated in her room.
Yes.
I don't even remember who all comes in there, but Zayden comes in, kills them all, whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
It was Oren and his gang.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Sigale tells Zayden that Taryn wants to talk to him, right? So then they go running through the back doors of Basgiath.
Okay.
They go outside, whatever. Violet is like, before they leave her room, I guess she's thinking, I'm alive. And then Zayden says, yes, you're alive. But she was thinking it. She wasn't saying it out loud, she was thinking it.
Yes, I picked up on that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was something in the reread that I noticed because Zayden's like, yeah, you're alive.
Yes, I picked up on that as well.
Yeah.
But we don't find out, she doesn't find out till much later on in the book.
Yes.
That he can read her thoughts and can speak into her mind.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely picked up on that, and I was like, wait, she doesn't know yet because she
Yes.
didn't react. And I was like, oh, maybe they've already had this conversation and I've forgotten because it is a reread.
Yeah.
And then later on I was like, oh.
Yeah.
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 And she gets so irate.
Yes. So then they go outside and Taryn's there or whatever, and he says to Zayden, do not dare try to read me, human, or you'll regret it.
Yes. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So she just, I mean, you don't pay attention, I guess, because it's like,
yes.
it's a glaringly obvious when you go back and read it.
Yes.
But,
Yeah. And maybe it was the adrenaline of just being attacked in her room that
maybe.
but
Yeah.
I think that I would notice if you spoke into my brain.
Yeah.
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 Yes, I agree.
And then it's just weird that, like, my skin, the scalp prickling really gets to me.
A lot of scalp prickling.
A lot of scalp prickling.
A lot of scalp prickling.
We're gonna have to put a pin in this because I have a theory, but we can't talk about it till book 3, but I got a theory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, drop that pen.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a pin. We're gonna pin that on our little board.
Our Charlie Day board?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that one because
Let's-
I got a theory.
Use our core lingo. Let's put a pin in that and circle back. Okay.
Circle back.
Yeah.
Following up on.
Well, and this is something about romance books in general that truly just throw me. Is always the sensing of the other person. I didn't even look up but knew that he had been in the room. Oh, give me a freaking break. Oh my god. Especially Violet, as prone to issues as she is. She would just be yapping.
Yes.
And he's right behind her, and she says
Yes.
the thing, like, she's like, he's so annoying, but his penis is so big. And
He's like standing
he's
behind
right
her.
behind him. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of scalp prickling.
Yeah.
Another thing is, you know, and romance authors do this thing of scents, right? Of like, he smelled like pine and snow.
Yes.
He smelled like this mint and leather is what Zayden smells like. Mint and leather. What do you think about that? Personally, okay, so are we talking Andes mints and like leather of a brand new car? Because I could maybe get down with that. That's a little wintry smell. You know what I mean?
That's funny because you went to a brand new car and I'm thinking boot leather.
Well, so if we're talking like new leather jacket leather and like a peppermint, that's like my grandfather. I don't want. That's Old Spice. I don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
I love that smell. It's my grandfather, but I don't. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mint and leather. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So I need a little bit. I need more detail. I need more yada yada. Yeah.
I don't think you should smell like an Andes mint thing. Well, maybe because the chocolate thing.
Oh, that's it. Okay. And the chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and besides that, like, he doesn't want the way that an Andes mint smells. Like, it's, yeah.
If that's truly what Zayden smells like, he smells like Andes mints and leather. You're never gonna stop talking about it.
No. I'm gonna be like, he's so yummy. It's a new car smell. And something that I would literally eat until I'm ill. Done. Done.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm choosing to.
He smells like Andes mints and new
Yes.
car.
Yes. And now that I've learned a little bit more about like how Rebecca Yarros describes him, it's giving me the Roman Reigns feel. And so I'm with a tattoo, and like let's imagine with the scar on his eye, and like his hair's not gonna be as long, obviously, because she talks about how it's
Yeah.
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 But that's what I'm going with. Yeah. That's my fan cast.
Okay.
Hey, I see you. I see you, Roman Reigns. Hey, boo. Okay.
If he ends up in the comments, Jen's just gonna pass away.
I
She
hope-
simply will not exist
No.
anymore.
No. I hope he doesn't see this one. I hope we have a better locale next time, but you can see that one. But if you see this one also, hey. I think you're fantastic.
There we go. Jenna's shooting her shot with Roman Reigns.
He has a lovely life.
Yeah.
She's stunning. But hey, I still love you anyway.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of types, so we've read several fantasy series together, and then of course I've read fantasy books before, but this is the first time that I think somebody has nailed down my type to a T.
Zayden would be your type to a T.
Well, not specifically Zayden, but like the way that Rebecca describes him in one sentence. The sentence is, he has the whole boy next door who can kill me or kick my ass vibe going for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's very much my vibe. Like, I want you to like be pretty and like the boy next door and handsome and like I'm watching you out my window type thing. But like, I need somebody to put me in my place. I need somebody that can kick my ass.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time that I've been like, oh, you know what? I think that is my type.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I knew that already, but yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I would say, because you also read ACOTAR before me.
Yes.
Not before me. Before Fourth Wing.
Yes.
And I had also read ACOTAR series before Fourth Wing. And
yeah.
Being the Cassian girly that I am, he is the ultimate put you in your place.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about characters like that, but I do see what you're saying, and every character relates different. Like, I know that you relate a lot more to Violet than I think you would Nesta, whereas I think that I relate more to Nesta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I probably should relate more to Violet because we like share the same like syndrome, I guess. She's got Ehlers-Danlos, I've got Ehlers-Danlos, which I think Rebecca Yarros actually has.
I believe so. Yeah, I think that she's talked about it.
Yeah. Because at one point I like Googled it. I was like, what is wrong with this person? Why could she not keep her joints in place? And then it popped up and I was like, oh, me neither.
Yeah, right.
That's a really big like karma slap me in my face type thing. But
well, and it's brought up so prevalently in the series of either her having to deal with the effects of that or trying to prove to people that she is enough because they just think that she's so
weak. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And there's like varying cases, whatever, but yeah, it is prevalent. So I do relate more to her than definitely Nesta. Nesta's just brooding.
She's not brooding. There's a reason. That's fine. It's fine. We're not gonna. That's a whole other episode. Moving on. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So at this point,
that's all of my big things.
We'll definitely we'll do our last. We'll go to our last. Our final thoughts.
Yeah.
Overall, especially after the reread, love it even more.
Yeah.
Would recommend.
Absolutely recommend.
In the series, it's Iron Flame.
Yeah.
Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
Onyx Storm.
100%.
So, and it was that way before anyway. But Onyx Storm, if there was like a visual of it, Fourth Wing has moved closer to Iron Wing or Iron Flame.
Words hard.
God bless him. So yes, very much so.
Yeah.
It definitely. I will say that I think that Zayden is the hottest he is in the entire series in this book.
Yeah.
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 Because I think you get a lot of the other side characters in the next two books. Because Zayden.
You definitely do.
Down on my favorite characters list a little bit in the next two books.
Yes. Yeah.
But he's definitely
Zayden.
The best in this book.
This is more for Iron Flame. There's something I will talk about with the hottest thing I've ever.
Oh yeah.
Literally my entire life.
Yeah.
But even that Zayden to me is not, because there's just something about this Zayden that's just so like. He's still cocky enough to play the game, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just so alluring and just so.
Yeah.
So I forgot. I did see this other podcast where they had talked about Fuck, Marry, Kill, Fourth Wing Zayden, Iron Flame Zayden, and Onyx Storm Zayden.
Kill Onyx Storm Zayden immediately.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think that, like, a lot of them said, they all said something different. They said, I think they said, fuck Onyx Storm Zayden. And one of the girls was like, absolutely not, I would kill Zayden. And I was 100% yes, kill Onyx. He, like, from the minute he opens his mouth in that book, sorry, again, big time spoiler, but from the minute he freaking opens his mouth in that book, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so already over you. Why are you so desperate, sir?
Yeah, he didn't dance like such
Like,
places.
I'm so mad. So mad. That's another day for another discussion, but...
Yeah, no, definitely kill Onyx Storm Zayden. Yeah.
So, and for me, it would be fuck Iron Flame Zayden, marry Fourth Wing Zayden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I can maybe switch those two.
I could see you switching those two too.
I never agree on anything ever, but
yeah. So, and that was a refreshing thing to see.
Yeah.
And Liam, I love Liam.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing to reread.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It overall was a good book. Overall, the reread was great, minus the Liam thing that just gets me every time. I think to date, it's like one of the saddest things that I've read for a very, like...
I would say too.
Yeah.
Even having read a lot of the other
yeah.
book talk books, it was hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll still be like...
Yeah. Yeah. It was my honor.
And when I see all the artwork...
The artwork really gets to me.
And especially, again, the one of Zayden and Liam.
Yeah.
I know you've seen it.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh...
Yeah.
Shout out to Art by Casimira. Your work gets me every time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, please go follow her if you don't. It's just,
It's great.
Yeah.
It's really great. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so next week we'll be talking about Iron Flame.
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll see you there.